I waited long enough and now I got my number called. Bingo.
Happy Monday, everybody. Back again with another video. It is the Monday Night Football Showdown, Pittsburgh Steelers versus New York Giants. This is going to be the projections, analysis, player price, Draftkings, everything you need to know. I know you guys want to take home that prize, so let's do it together and let's get it to the top, baby. All right, let's start off, get straight into the action. Oh, by the way, if you haven't already, I see like 25% of my first 2 video views are subscribed. If you're part of that 75% pool that hasn't, just go ahead and just click a button. It helps so much. Please just like, comment, subscribe. We're going to have the Patreon and Twitch up and running very soon. So we'll have daily live streams. We can watch those games, talk about our lineups live, and just have a good time. So let's get into the action. We got Saquon Barkley coming in as the top player on the slate at 10-8. So you know that you're going to have a like a 16-2 captain there. Obviously, for good reason, he's number 1 because his usage is going to be through the roof. I don't know if you guys use Roto Grinders or what's your optimization website of choice. I like Roto Grinders, and they have him probably on the field for around about 61% of their offensive snaps, but that's just a projection. It could go up or down depending on the dependability of the backup running back, Dion Lewis, and we'll get into that later. But yeah, Saquon, okay. Giants are probably going to be down in this game, so you got to factor that in. He gets 2 to 3 targets a game, so you know that he could get, 1 or 2 nice receptions out of the backfield. So he's not going to really kill it in the reception game, but if you want him for just straight up 100 yards, get the bonus and a touchdown, he could probably get you there. But you got to pray that Juju, Sterling, Evan, etc., don't get 2 touchdowns, because if they get 2 touchdowns and Saquon only gets 1, your lineup is absolutely screwed. And that's people don't understand about building lineups, is you can screw yourself before the thing even started. So you want to make sure that, let's say you get Saquon as a captain, build a lineup around that game script. That would be Ben Roethlisberger throwing like 2 interceptions, so the Giants are up, or someone fumbles. So maybe you have Saquon and the Giants defense. It's just an idea, but just give a look at it. I mean, you're not going to have Saquon captain. You're not going to be able to fit in Juju, James, Ben, etc., etc. So you're going to have to play around and really find some value down at the bottom, which there is some decent value in this slate. So it's not it's not the worst idea, but I personally do not have him as the highest graded player on the slate, and we'll get into that later. Do I have him tonight? Yes. Do I have him in 75% of my lineups? No. Big Ben Roethlisberger, I have him yellow for a reason. I'm huge on him. I think he's going to have a great game. I have no problem with admitting he could throw 3 touchdowns. I don't want to pay $10,200 for 3 touchdowns for a quarterback, because you can do the math on that. That's only 12 points. And then you got to add in, all the bonuses and what have you for yards. And he's not going to run the ball whatsoever, so you have no upside there. It's just the guy is $10,200. And like, if you just look down the line here, you see some other names that could get you the same points with less of a headache and less of a salary cap killer. So yes, I think that he's going to throw 40 plus times. He's got great receiver core this year, I believe, but still, you're taking a risk that if you have this guy or Saquon as your captain, you can't get all of the players that could potentially get 15, 20 points in this slate or more. So I like him. I don't really like him too much, though. I'd say I have him in definitely less than 50% for sure. James Conner, I do like him. Look for him to get the ball early and often, 2 to 3 targets in the pass game as well, just like Saquon. If the Steelers are up, he's going to be a workhorse. He's averaging 15 points a game last year. I'm just reading off the script. 15 fantasy points a game last year, so you know that he's pretty reliable. Ownership, I project, is in the low 40s. That's what Roto Grinder is hovering around, in this in a large GPP. Obviously, if it's head-to-head, you can roll with him. I mean, you can even roll with him as your captain. I look at him as a great captain choice, because you have to look at the top options on each team and compare them together. So you know that Saquon and James Conner are opposite teams, same position. One is 1,200 more than the other, yet both of them are probably going to get similar workloads. So you just look at the talent gap and you say, oh, Saquon's better. Yeah, but Pittsburgh also has just as good of an O-line, and the New York Giants D-line is nothing to write home about. So if you could get James Conner as captain instead of Saquon, you can still get Saquon in your lineup. You just save more money down the line. So I do like James Conner, and he is one of my surprise captains of the night. It should come as no surprise. The guy's a baller. He's just not as good as Saquon. I still like him, though. All right, moving on. We got Juju, 9,200. There's good value, not great value. I probably should have this as yellow, but it's Juju. You can't just not play him. So he's a number one receiver. Giants secondary is pretty much shaky at best. Their corners are like who? New York ranked 28th against receivers last year. It's not going to get that much better with no practice in the offseason. So Juju has chemistry with Big Ben. We know that. Not like Antonio. I mean, he had on the field chemistry, but off the field was a nightmare. He will receive about 6 to 8 targets, Juju. He has big play potential. He's probably going to get some volume. He could be low owned based on price because of how expensive he is and how maybe inefficient he was at times last year. People might kind of be like worried about playing him. I actually don't mind playing him tonight if he's low owned. If he's in the 30s, take him because he's going to give you variance, and then you could possibly take home that first place prize. So moving on to Daniel Jones. Okay, this is my sleeper of the night. If the Giants are down by 2 touchdowns at halftime, which that's what pretty much Vegas is probably going to predict. Okay, they could be down anywhere from 7 to 10 points at half and 14 anywhere in the third quarter, right? Half the game, in other words, this guy's going to be in shotgun trying to make some plays. Yes, that's going to set up turnover capabilities, but you got to look at this. Their O-line got a lot better, okay? If they're trailing, he's going to throw 35-plus times. His value is going to save you, $1,200 to Big Ben. He has weapons like Ingram, Barkley, Slayton. He's got Dion Lewis now in the pass game. All right, here's my thing. If you watch their scrimmages, their practices, and stuff that they've had, you know that they're going to run the ball a lot, and they're going to set up the pass for Daniel Jones on the play action. I believe this is going to help them, especially if the Steelers are how they used to be, blitzing last year a lot. They're going to blitz. He's going to fake the run. He's going to roll out, and he's going to have options all day. This is going to help his confidence. I just believe Daniel Jones is a great backup. He's just a great starter, not backup. I just think Daniel Jones outweighs Ben Roethlisberger value-wise. If you look at their projections, they could both throw the ball 40 times tonight, and just one's $1,200 cheaper. So take that guy. And the stacks are cheaper, because now if you want to get Evan Ingram, who I also like, this guy could easily get over 7 to 10 targets tonight, depending on the game script. Okay, you're going to need that from him at 8,000 if you do get him, but he can exploit those middle linebackers that are slow. He can expose those weak corners that are going to try and arm tackle him in man coverage. I really like his upside if the Giants are down early. Garbage time receptions obviously still count, so if they are down 21 and this guy's just trying to get some reps in, that still helps. That helps. So there's really no game script in where Evan Ingram, because the Giants aren't going to blow them out, most likely, knock on wood. But, the Giants are, they're going to be down in this game, most likely. And Evan Ingram is a pretty big, shifty tight end that, Daniel Jones could feel like is a safety net for him. Sterling Shepard at 7,200, for sure. He's going to get around 7 targets a game based on last year's numbers. He's got experience with Daniel Jones. I like him a lot tonight because, once again, Giants are down. Now, I'm projecting the Giants are going to be down in this one, because Big Ben is more reliable. The Steelers' defense is more well put together. And I just like the coaching staff for Steelers way more in a week 1 scenario where there was COVID and all this stuff. They're just the more secure franchise. So obviously I'm going with the Giants being down early in this one. That's going to help Sterling. That's going to help Evan. That's going to help Daniel Jones because they can still rack up yards and then they're going to end up punting or throwing an interception, etc. All right, Golden Tate is he's on the injury list right now. This is going to be recorded like a couple hours before the game, so I'm going to get one final look at whether he is cleared yet. And it still looks like he is. Yeah, the inactive report is going to be an hour before the game. Guys, just here's what you got to know. He practiced a little bit on Friday. if he's playing, he's their number 2 receiver. Of course, he's got big play potential, and you should play him at 6,800 if he plays. If he doesn't play, then obviously the rest of the Giants' backups are going to get an uptick in minutes. That doesn't mean that Sterling Shepard is going to get more targets. It means that they're going to shift the safety over to Sterling Shepard and then dare the backups to try and beat man-on-man coverage. So moving on from him, yeah, it's boom or bust. If he plays, it's great. If not, I'm sorry. Eric Ebron at 6,400, brand new team. What can you say? They said he improved blocking. That doesn't really help him, his Draftkings value, but it does keep him on the field more. If the Steelers are up, then he's going to benefit less. So I only project him for like 5 targets and 3 catches. He's definitely touchdown dependent in this game. And if you think that he's going to get a touchdown, then go ahead and move in on him. If not, then just avoid him. Because look, Deontay Johnson's 5,800, and I like him. He's number 2 receiver. He's going to get you 6 to 8 targets. He's projected 5 receptions, 10% TD. In this game. What I mean by that is I give him a 1 in 10 shot to get a touchdown, but you don't really need the touchdown. If he's going to get 5 receptions for 59 minimum, let's say 5 receptions for 60 yards, you're going to get 11 points, and that's out of 5,800. If he gets a touchdown, you're at 17 points, and that's definitely value. So you definitely have him in the lineup with Big Ben. That would help as a stack. Okay, so stack him with Big Ben if you're going to play him, because that would mean that he's, Big Ben's obviously having a good night if Deontay Johnson's having a good night. Darius Slayton, he's a number 3 receiver. He's really talented, but he's raw, okay? Obviously, if Golden Tate's out, he's a must start. He's 4 to 5 targets max otherwise, but if Golden Tate's out, uptick that to 7 to 8 targets, because where else is Daniel Jones going to throw? He's not going to throw to the Casper the Ghost. So, all right, we got James Washington in the red. He's 4,600 for a reason. This guy is going to get 4 targets max. He's too expensive for a number 3 receiver, and they've got a new guy that's apparently going to, get him 20 snaps, so he could take some from this dude. Too expensive for a number 3 receiver. He's just like Slayton, but he can produce big plays. I won't lie about that. He can produce big plays. He's boom or bust. For 4,600, why not go elsewhere? Benny Snell, 2,600. You really don't need to get him if you build the lineup right, because I've built so many of these lineups already that you really didn't need to get Benny Snell. But if you like him, his value's depending on if he gets 15 touches. If Connor doesn't get injured, then he really doesn't have upside in the passing game whatsoever. He basically needs to get 10 red zone touches to get you a chance at a touchdown. His price is great for a backup running back at 2,600. You've seen other backup running backs $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. So this guy's definitely priced great, but he has to get on the field more than his average 20%. So that's a killer. Deion Lewis. Dude, new team, you really don't know what to expect. Boom or bust for sure. 1,400, value's great, of course. 3rd and long. He's a top 3rd down back. They're going to be in tons of 3rd and long tonight for the Giants. So for 1,400, the value's there. If you get 7 points for 1,400, he possibly ties the kicker. I'm just over-exaggerating. But for $3K cheaper, he's going to tie the kicker maybe. Dude, I'll take my chances with that. If he gets 1 more point, he's like better than a kicker at 1,400. You just slam studs in there all day. Chase Claypool, I really have nothing to say. He's new, impressed at camp, buried on the depth chart. He can get you 20 snaps if you're lucky. Don't look for much tonight. Fade him tonight, take the risk, and then come back later. Unless you're going to pump 150 max lineups, then you're fine. Vance McDonald, dude, he's a backup tight end. That's why he's in green. Number 1 backup tight end for $800. He's never shown on a week-to-week basis that he's going to get consistent target share, but he hasn't shown that he can't in the past at one point or another. So for the fact that this guy's $800, okay, if he gets 20 snaps, can he get 6 points? I think so, He's a top backup tight end to Ebron, which is on a new team. If Ebron doesn't work out early, they're going to go to Vance. He's going to be on the field 30% of the snaps. So for $800, it's pretty good value. It's such a dumpster dive. But then obviously the rest of your lineup is going to hopefully be godlike. But are there godlike players on this slate? If he's in your lineup, you better have Saquon, Big Ben, James, Juju, and, Evan Ingram or something like that. All right, let's move on to the special teams units. Word to Pat McAfee. We got Steelers defense at 5,400, overpriced. They're in a position to get a lot of turnovers, but it's overpriced. Just they got to get you 15 points. I don't know if they're going to do that. The Giants score 14 points. They'd have to throw a pick six and a fumble recovery. It's just not going to happen. Giants D, look at this. Take this sleeper pick right here. Ready? Big Ben, 40 passes or 35 passes, a bunch of dropbacks and shotgun, looking old and decrepit possibly. Dude, they're 3K. If they come up with one fumble recovery for a touchdown or one sack, strip fumble, whatever the case may be, a couple sacks, your value is better with the Giants D. I'm taking Giants all day over Steelers D in this game, not because they're better, because of the value. Boswell, 4,200. He's super reliable. Just check this out. Ready? 2 field goals, 3 extra points. That's what he's projected. I mean, that's what you look at the score, right? Can the Steelers get 31 points? That would be 3 touchdowns and 3 field goals. That would give them 15 points, 16 points. No, if they get 27 or 24 points, this guy's going to get 9 to 12 points. For 4,200, that's pretty gravy. Should get 3 to 4 attempts for Gano if the Giants can get past midfield. That's what I wrote. Value's there, but I like Boswell. If you're going to get a kicker, just get Boswell. Spend the extra 400 and get a kicker that is on this team for the next 5 years probably. He's kicking really well. He can hit a 50-yarder. He can hit a 40-yarder. Tomlin doesn't mind kicking field goals. I like it. So that's my report for this. Do I have anything else to say about this? Should be a decent game. If the Giants got better and the Steelers stayed the same, it should be a decent game, guys. My top captains for tonight is going to be, I like James Conner. I like Evan Engram. I like, if you want to go for dumpsters here, give me Deontay Johnson, give me Darius Slayton, give me something like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want Big Ben or Daniel as captain. Stay away from that. Percentages are against you. 20% of the time they place as the winning captain. I'm going to take my 80% of the field. All right, everybody. I'll see you guys later. Subscribe, like, comment. I hope you guys take down the winning lineup. Obviously, you know what I think. So if my advice helped you tonight, just go ahead and pitch in. Give me a little something, all right? Peace, guys.
Hey, yeah,